Hey everyone, Josh here with an up-close look at a Star Wars toy. And today we're going to unbox Ezra Bridger from the Rebels TV show. And of course he is from the Black Series line. So before we get him out of the box, let's just take a look at the packaging real quick. And for those of you following the numbers, this is number 86 in the red and black boxes. And we have some artwork and, of course, the character description, which I will go ahead and read for you guys really quick. Ezra Bridger. Growing up, Ezra learned to trust no one and to rely on his street smarts and subconscious force abilities to survive. This all changed with his introduction to the crew of the Ghost, a small band of rebels fighting back against the Empire. Ezra comes to believe in their cause and sees that he can help change the galaxy for the better. All right, and that's a pretty good description of Ezra. And let's go ahead and get him out of here and see what he does. And so if you guys are familiar with the show Rebels, you also know it was kind of a the story was kind of continued with the Ahsoka TV show. And they introduced in live action a lot of the characters from that show, including Ezra. And this version of the figures based off the animated show. This one came out before the live action Ezra came out, or before he appeared in Ahsoka. But so I always find it kind of, at least, let's get him out of here, a little bit interesting to see how the people who create these figures will take a animated character and do the face sculpt, and you can see, I'd say that's a pretty good representation of what he looks like in the show, because they're trying to translate that style of animation into what would appear to be a more live action type character. But let's just go ahead real quick, and yeah, he's a little bit shorter. He's supposed to be a young guy, but let's go ahead and run through his articulations real quick. But on the head here, we got, let's see, back and forth, full rotation. At the shoulders, you should have arm up and down, full rotation. And then you have at the elbow, you've got rotation and up and down bend. And then looking at his wrist here, you got full rotation, and you should have a little back and forth. Not a lot of movement there. And then going down to his body, you have this part in the middle of his torso here, and you've got what feels like full rotation and a little bit of back and forth. And then at his legs, a little bit of forward and backwards movement, not a lot. It's kind of a little bit rigid there. And then at his knee, we should have, I don't know if the figure is just stiff or he's really not wanting to move for me here. But yeah, you don't have a lot of knee bend either. I mean, yeah, you do, but it's just, this guy's articulation's really stiff. So then you should have a back and forth on the foot, and then rotation as well. So yeah, very cool. All right, so it's a pretty good articulation for the little guy. And then you can see here, looking at the stuff strapped to him, he's got the vest, and it's not molded to him, but I can also tell you could take it off if you wanted, but you can see the sleeves of the vest are molded to him, so if you took it off, he'd just have the sleeves on. It would look kind of silly, so we're just leaving it on. And you can see he does have a belt with stuff on it, and I do see a little hook for the lightsaber. We'll check that out in a second. And then over here, it just appears to be like a pouch or an ammo compartment or something like that, and it does not open. And it doesn't look like the belt is meant to come off, because you can see he's got like these wraps around his leg for the lower part of the belt. So I do not think that is supposed to come off. And so we will leave it on for Ezra. And then, of course, he came with if you follow the show, you know one of the things Ezra does is he collects Imperial helmets. I thought that was kind of funny. But he takes the helmets and then uses them and then paints them and does crazy things with them. But this is one of the helmets he kind of wears in the show a little bit. He steals them and reuses them. So, but yeah, you can see that's why he came with the helmet. So it's a pretty snug little fit on there. It fits very well, very tight. But there you can see the helmet. And then, of course, we have his famous lightsaber. So if you follow the show, you know he builds a lightsaber, and it's not really a blaster. It's this, let's see here, this lower part, or this part out front here, is almost like a little blaster, but it's not a full blaster. It's almost like a little slingshot kind of thing. But he has, his lightsaber it shoots projectiles and it's a lightsaber. So I always thought that was a cool little idea. And I'm assuming it's really tight. Wow. Okay. I can feel it spinning. I know it comes out. But it is not wanting to release. There we go. Oh my goodness. So I bent the little peg. But yes, the blade comes out and you can see the handle. And what I wanted to see was, as we looked at earlier, there's this little hook on his belt. And then there's a little tiny hole on the end of his lightsaber, a little hook or loop for it. And you're just going to want to, kind of looks like it goes this way. And there we go. It's a little bit awkward, but there you go. There we go. There it's sitting right. But there you can see it sits on his belt, and you can see how it kind of hangs there. And yeah, it's on there good. Not coming off, and you just kind of lift it up and pull. And just be careful if you have this figure. There's when you look at this little hook for the lightsaber, it's very thin, it's very small, and it looks like it would be fairly easy to break. So real quick, I want to look at his hand sculpts, and you can see that on this hand, his right hand, he does have the trigger finger out. There we go. And then on his left hand, you have just the like open fist type thing. So let's put the lightsaber back together, and it doesn't want to go in either. Wow, yeah, this is a really tight. There we go. It's not really clicking or popping, but, and yeah, it did do a little warp damage to the lightsaber, but it'll be okay. All right, so just flex them back into straightness. It works. So, all right, so we're just gonna see how he interacts with his accessories here, and he does have the trigger finger, and I can see it is like, it's not really much to see. There's like a little nub on his handle that I believe is supposed to represent the trigger of his lightsaber. And you can see he's got his finger over it. And yeah, it's not like a trigger guard or anything, but it looks good. He's holding the lightsaber, finger over the button. You can kind of see it there. And yeah, I think that looks good. It's in his hand. Nice and tight. Moves the arm. It doesn't pop out. And then real quick, just to be thorough, I want to see, will he, yeah, he does hold it in his other hand. And yeah, it's just a little bit looser in this hand, but he does, kind of wiggles a little bit, but you can see he's got a grip on it. But clearly this, figure was meant to hold this lightsaber in this hand because it fits much, much better. All right. Very cool. All right, I kind of want to give him the final little test here, and I always like to see if these figures will stand on their own without fighting you on it. All right. There he is, everyone, from the Black Series line. This is Ezra Bridger from the TV show Rebels. And thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.